I needed my Toyota Tacoma, but only had a Mercedes Benz. I did something the other day that I thought I would never do. Matter of fact, I've made fun of people who do this. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Robmotive. And that's right, the other day, I needed my Toyota Tacoma, but I only had a Mercedes Benz. Now, I mentioned I have made fun of people that do this. I never thought I would do this myself, but you gotta do what you gotta do when you have to haul something. And that's what this is about, hauling something. See, the other day we were out, decided to pick up a flat screen TV. And I think we ended up getting, I believe it was a 70-inch. And if you've ever bought a flat screen TV, you know that they're much bigger in the box than they are sitting in the store, right? Didn't matter, we did some measuring and stuff, and we thought we'd be able to stuff that thing in the trunk, tie it down, of course, obviously it would hang off the back, and we wouldn't have any issues. So we pay for it, we get it outside. The guy that we bought it from, whatever, he comes out with us, and he's probably just in hysterics over this inside, right? We get it outside, we lift it up, we hoist it into the trunk, and there's like 2/3 of it or more hanging out of the trunk. It was too wide, and in the inside of the Mercedes trunk, kind of indents in a little bit. So it gives you even less clearance. It didn't fit. So we then decided, well, let's go ahead and see if we can't stuff it inside. We would have even tied the doors shut against it, realizing that, of course, the doors would not close with a 70-inch flat screen TV in the back, right? In the box. So we go to stick it in. It won't even fit in the entryway. Just no way. So we're left with a problem, a conundrum. We decided we're going to go ahead and put that thing on the roof. Now, this is like a cardinal sin for me, right? I've seen people do it, most usually with mattresses. You ever go down the road and see somebody that has a mattress tied to the roof of their car? Well, we decided we're going to take the same route. So we go ahead, hoist the thing up there, and I did check the roof of the Mercedes first, just to make sure that it wasn't real pliable. In other words, that it didn't like indent when I pushed on it. Pretty sturdy. Didn't really worry too much about that. Was more concerned about sliding it around up there. Wanted to make sure that when we lifted it up, we could just set it right down on the roof as opposed to sliding it across the roof. Because that, I'm sure, would have scratched the paint. So we managed to accomplish that. We put it up there lengthwise across the roof. Now, there was one other issue in this, of course, and that is there's one of those shark fin type antennas on the back. Well, it sticks up above the roof line, of course, so we had to accommodate for that and move the TV even a little bit further up. It worked. We got it up there, we ran some rope, we tied it down all over the place. Overkill, I'm sure. And I want to point out, we didn't have far to go either. Maybe about 10 miles, maybe. And low speed limits. It's not like we were going to take this thing out on the freeway. There's no way I would have done that. So we get it all tied up. And of course, there is a cop sitting right across in front of us, watching the whole thing. And I got to thinking, you know, I wonder if the police ever pull you over when you do something stupid with a potential for risk, like the TV flying off the car and going into somebody else and causing accidents, who knows. But he didn't bother us. He just watched, probably waiting to see what happened. And he did see that we had tied it down pretty securely, so it wasn't really going to go anywhere, we thought. So we get it tied down, we take off. We've got about a foot hanging over the windshield. It did provide some good sunblock, by the way. Now, no better wind or sun visor out there than having a TV hanging over your windshield. So we got on the road, we decide we're going to hold it up. So I'm on one side, he's on the other side. We both have our hands out of the windows. We're holding it down as we go, you know. That got to be a little tiresome after a while. I mean, when you're stretching, and it was a stretch, because for me, I don't have hugely long arms anyway, right? So I'm reaching up, trying to grab onto that thing and drive the car all at the same time, and my arm was getting tired. Didn't matter, we had some stops in between, so it wasn't a big deal. Got to rest my arm a little bit, and it worked out okay. We got it home, untied it, no damage to the TV. It did work when we plugged it in. That was a good thing. And one other thing I want to mention, the roof on the Mercedes is kind of rounded, if you will. So I was worried that that would cause too much flex in the TV. In other words, it would pull it down. You never want to do that. And I did notice the box kind of flexed a little bit. And I don't believe you're supposed to haul them laying down flat. I think they're always supposed to be standing up. I believe it says that on the box. Nonetheless, I'm here to tell you, it worked out okay. We got it home, no big deal. One other thing, I did notice while we were driving, and by the way, I kept the speed at 35 miles an hour or lower with the four-way flashers on, since we were in a 45-mile-an-hour road, but it was a two-lane road. I could feel it kind of lifting up with the wind a little bit, even with the ropes and stuff we had down. And I think that's due to the rounded roof on the Mercedes. It did allow it to kind of rock a little bit at the center point. Who knows? Something I never thought I would do, and something I have made fun of people when they're out driving around with things on the roof. I always think, where's your truck? This is why you need a truck, a Toyota Tacoma. I needed my Toyota Tacoma. So, you know, the more I think about it, and it's not that I've ever really considered going without a truck, but you really need a truck, and it's for instances like that. You know, one thing I'll mention, the guy at the store where we bought it, which was Target, by the way, or Target, he mentioned that one of the local hardware or home improvement stores or whatever, they rent out trucks, you know, like Lowe's or Home Depot or whatever. You can rent a truck out. But what a hassle that would be to have to have left it there, hoping that they don't stash it somewhere and can find it easily, and then run off to a store to pick up a truck to rent for an hour or half an hour or whatever. No way would I want to do that. Much more convenient to have the Tacoma's bed for when I need it. And I really did miss the truck on that day. I was standing there, and you know, when you're away from home, something in the back of your mind always makes you think, why don't you just go home and get my truck? Well, yeah, I could have done that in about 24, 26 hours or something like that. Now that's one way. Now that would have been a heck of a delay, right? 52 hours to haul a TV 10 miles? Yeah, I don't think so. So anyway, it is important, I think, to have one. At least it's convenient. You don't have to screw around, strap flat screen TVs to the roof of your car, or go somewhere else and try to rent a truck for a short period of time and just increase the hassle factor of doing anything. I will always have a Toyota Tacoma, and I really did miss not having it in lieu of driving around this Mercedes Benz for a while. Anyway, leave a comment, let me know. Ever done anything like that? Ever strapped something to the top of your car, maybe the hood, the roof? I'd be curious to know. And have you missed your Toyota Tacoma when maybe you were somewhere without it? Leave a comment. Also, real quick, I do have 2 additional channels. Robmotive JT, all about Jeep Gladiators, and Robmotive MT, all about compact trucks. Check them out, and if you're interested, please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.